The mission of Trees That Feed is to plant trees, to feed people, create jobs, and to help the environment. And when you plant trees and you create industry around the post-harvest products of trees, you're really developing countries, and at the same time you're helping the environment. It's one of the few cases where you're creating wealth in poor countries, but doing it in an environmentally sustainable way.
We want to feed people, create jobs, and benefit the environment. So planting trees is the main thing that we do. We have other programs intended to keep the trees alive, to bear fruit, and then the trees will bear fruit for 50, 75, 100 years, if not more. So we teach a lot and train a lot of farmers how to propagate the trees, grow them carefully, plant them successfully, reap the fruit, process the fruit, and sell them into the marketplace. So we do a lot of looking at the entire value chain, but that keeps the trees alive. That's what we want to do. We also do a lot of training of school children. So all of this goes together to keep the trees alive for 100 years, if not more.
Where we work is that band around the equator. We work in about 22 countries in the world, the Caribbean, Central America, and Africa. That's where you have sunshine 12 months of the year because there's no winter because it's close to the equator. And that's the area where you have the most abundant fruit trees that can create wealth, that can feed people, and that can have the most maximum benefit in helping the environment.
Mary and I grew up in Jamaica. We're accustomed to eating breadfruit. During breadfruit season, we would have breadfruit with almost every meal, so we're very familiar with it. A lot of people took it for granted, but we could see the value of this food as a way to feed the world. So the fruit is wonderful. The tree itself, once established, is very resistant to pests, fungus, disease, and so that's a tree that'll last 100 years and feed the world bountifully for a century or more.
Breadfruit produces about 200 to 300 fruit per year. A fruit that's like a round loaf of bread, and it can feed a family of 4. You can roast it, you can fry it, you can boil it, or it can be preserved. Usually it's preserved by laying it in the sun or in solar dehydrators, removing the excess moisture, and then you're left with dried breadfruit. That dried breadfruit can then be ground into flour, and it can be a replacement for imported wheat flour. Breadfruit flours are gluten-free flour, and when it's used to make traditional meals, it's absolutely delicious, and you can really feed people in a nutritious way.
The impact of Trees That Feed, we have many heartwarming stories, but we keep track and quantify the impact of what we have done. So we've planted 500,000 trees, if not more, probably about half breadfruit, and the other half all kinds of others, including avocado, jackfruit, mangoes, June plums, many other types. And so what we've done there is planted those trees, monitored them, kept them alive. We've worked with over 10,000 farmers. We've worked with churches. We've worked with school groups. What we've also done is quantify the number of meals that we've provided, directly meals provided, 2 million or more. We've also counted the number of meals that have been produced from the fruit from the trees that we've planted, and that's hundreds of millions of meals. So that's a tremendous impact. We've encouraged entrepreneurs that started a number of small businesses that are successful, becoming very independent of any future charity needs from us. When we start an entrepreneur producing products, we buy those products back, for a while at least, distribute the products to school children. We donate meals to those school children and the schools from the entrepreneurs that we're helping on the products that they make. We published tens of thousands of our textbooks treating the value of planting fruit trees. The kids love it, they color in the pictures, and so those school children are learning, and as the trees are growing, the school children are growing and learning the value of keeping those trees alive. Fruit trees are a little more challenging to plant and to have success than timber trees, for example. You can't just scatter seeds to get another tree. Most fruit trees don't grow well or at all from seeds, so they have to be propagated by other methods. So we've gotten very knowledgeable about other methods of propagating different types of fruit trees. So there's more effort and more cost that goes into that. The payback is huge, but there's more effort there. What we do is not just give away the trees, but we provide the training to the farmers or to the groups that are planting, and then we monitor. And so we have different ways of monitoring. We use GPS tracking, so we can actually see a picture of the tree when it's planted and we know its location, so we can give guidance that way. We send local people out to check with the farmers to make sure that the trees are alive. So we think all of that contributes to a strong survival rate of the trees that we plant. We think over 75% of the trees that we donate are still alive and are bearing fruit.
Impact of trees at field is multidimensional. It helps in sequestering carbon, it helps in feeding people, and it helps in creating jobs.
What's good about what Trees at Feed does is that we are truly developing sustainable results. Of course, the trees are going to be around for 100 years or more. Equally important is that we're setting up entrepreneurs. The objective is that the people become independent. They will sustain themselves. That's true sustainability.
We welcome you to join us to help to plant trees, to help to heal the planet, and to feed people. So thank you.